June the 6th, Miles City, Montana. I have another problem with the truck. This morning when I took off from the truck stop there in Livingston, I heard this clunking at a slow speed, and I'm like, what in the world is that? And I'm not mechanical enough to look and see what the problem is. And I heard it getting worse. And now I made it to Miles City, Montana, and I can feel a vibration. I feel a vibration in the truck and in the steering wheel. And I had already passed the exit for Miles City, and so I pulled over on the on-ramp and I literally backed down the interstate on-ramp. And I'm now at a pilot truck stop, and I'm going to, I guess a diesel mechanic, I mean, I don't know, maybe any mechanic would do as far as looking at the truck, but to me a diesel mechanic would be more maybe suited to look at the truck. So I am going to do that, see if I can find somebody that can look at the truck and find out what that vibration is. But I also happen to see across the street Taco John's. So we're gonna go get Taco John's. Yeah, Hackamack? All right, I'm at Rolling Rubber. They have got the truck up and running again. This place, by the way, fantastic. They've got quite the shop set up. The waiting room is good. The bathrooms are cute. Wait till you see the sign I saw in the bathroom. But Big Girl is up and running again. I will explain to you what was going on with it, but let me put the business card up first. Okay, I already let them know that the turbo was out, so that if they had to do a test drive, I'm like, she's not gonna zippity-doo-dah. But what ended up happening was the lug nuts, they had to replace the wheel studs and the lug nuts, because apparently what happened was 4 of the studs were busted, and it was causing the wheel to wobble. And I'm like, how did I miss that? How did I miss that on a pre-trip? And I got to thinking about it, and I didn't miss it, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together because I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. So right here on my wheel, I had noticed these little rust marks coming out, and I'm like, well, that doesn't look good. And it just, I'm sorry guys, it just didn't dawn on me that the lugs, that the bolts were busted, that the studs were busted, and that the lugs were loose. It just didn't register. Again, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, and so that was what was causing my thump, and then eventually my vibrations. So we're all squared away, and then they did go ahead and check all of the other studs to make sure everything was okay, and they balanced my tires. So shall we head on down the road again? It's getting still pretty warm out here, isn't it? Are we melting? And to my happiness, that only took 2 hours and 10 minutes. Not bad at all. Alright, I am logged in. I'm logged back in. I've started doing something with my ELD whenever I get somewhere and I know that somebody might be going to test drive my truck. I just leave the vehicle on the DMA app. Sorry, not on the DMA app. Hold on the Motive app. I just click on the button and I unassign my truck. It's called leaving the vehicle. And then that way, if they drive it around, it's registered that no truck. And then when I log the truck back in, it'll ask me if I want to claim any drive time, which sometimes there is and sometimes there isn't. But I thought that was easier than telling people, please don't drive above 5 miles an hour, because my logbook's going to log me in driving. Honey, let's go. I need just like 5 more things to go wrong. That would be really awesome. Really awesome. This was money that I had it, but I could have been using it to pay off a bill, but nope, keeping the truck running. June the 11th. I wanted to just give you a brief update. I am approaching Valley City, North Dakota. The truck is running good. The DPF thingy quit filling up. I got the cruise control set at 70. And she does pretty good. Now, mind you, when I get back to Indiana, I mean, the truck isn't going to be fixed. I don't know what to do with the truck. Kind of waiting on C Farmer, but he's on his way to California, I think, with a load. And I told him, I'm like, don't not work on my account. So he's heading west and I'm heading east. We'll figure it out. Well, one of the things I'm doing, though, is I had probably mentioned this on a previous episode. I said I think this is probably going to be the last trip I do with this truck because she's needing more love and attention than I have the money for. So I'm making sure to run out all the fuel in my auxiliary tank, and I'll probably end up with my DEF tank on almost not empty, but almost into the red. And I think I'm gonna put the truck up for sale. I see if somebody wants to buy it as is. If I don't get it sold before C Farmer has a chance to look at it, then I'll have him fix what needs fixing. So that's kind of the update for now. I've got a lot of miles to think about what I want to do, and I don't know what I want to do. I forgot to mention earlier, while I was southbound after delivering, still in Canada, which, by the way, my phone service works great when it's in Canada. I don't miss a beat. I get this call. And he goes, hold on a second, I'm going to put you on a 3-way with... I'm like, who? He goes, the guy you met at the truck stop, we had coffee. Oh, okay, him. He goes, you're probably going to be getting a call from C Farmer, but we've been talking about your situation. I said, oh, are we conspiring against me? He goes, no, not against you. He says, but we've just been talking about the issues that you're having with your truck, and we just don't think you should take the other 2 loads. Because what if something happens and your truck breaks down, and now you've got the extra expense of a tow bill and motels, and I mean he had a really good list of. He really argued his point well, and I said, yeah, I'll think about it. So I get off the phone with him, and I called C Farmer, and I go, I just had an interesting call from. He goes, yeah. I said, yeah, I think you guys are right. I think I better just turn down those other 2 loads and just kind of try and do my best to get the truck back to Indiana. And they're right. If I break down, especially if I break down in Nevada, because one of the loads was going from Olympia, Washington, down into Nevada, and they're like, what if you break down? I'm like, yeah. I mean, we shouldn't spend too much time of our lives going, what if? But in this case, with my truck not running right, this what if is legit. So we're just going to deadhead back to Indiana, and we'll figure things out. I don't know what they are yet, but we'll figure them out. So that's the update for now. Well, one thing that I have always reserved as an option is that if I got to the point where I couldn't do RV transport anymore because I couldn't afford it or whatever the situation may be, that I could always go back to trucking. I mean, that's still something I can do. I don't really want to do it. Mind you, I'd love being in a big truck, have a nice big sleeper. I just don't like forced dispatch. And there's a few things about trucking that I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to do that again, but it is an option, so I'm thinking about that as well. Like I said, I've got a lot of drive time, I've got a lot on my mind. Oh, I bet that wind is interfering with the video. Oops. Alright, onward. The girls had a nice little potty break at the doggy park there, and we're just still pressing on. Should be back in Indiana Wednesday night-ish. We're just taking our time. We ain't got nothing else to do. On account of the fact that I can't use this truck to work anymore until I get her fixed, so I don't have anything pressing. I don't have a pressing reason to get back to Indiana. So that's the update for now. Just gonna keep on keeping on. It is a nice day today, though. I mean, it's lovely, lovely weather. 89 degrees. So I'm quoting from a movie here. Do you ever wonder where the lines go? June the 12th, Dixon, Wisconsin. Just wanted to give you guys an update. The truck is still pulling her own weight. As long as I don't get over 70 miles an hour, my DPF gauge doesn't start to rise, so that it ends up going into the regen on the exhaust filter. So we're managing that. I had a call last night. Sea Farmer called me and he says, man, I've been meaning to check on you, but I've been busy. I said, thank you for checking on me. So we talked for quite a bit, and one of the things that he mentioned that I want to share with you guys, because it's been a learning experience for me, and it's been a learning experience for Sea Farmer also, is whenever you hear a clunk, a noise, he says the first thing we should always do is get out and check our lugs, just because it can be an issue, things can happen. And he's talked to several drivers that actually have had the same problem that I have had with the loose and busted studs on the wheel. He says it happens, and my mentor described it this way. He says, think about how often that we go through tires. At least twice a year we have to get new tires. The tire rotations, all of that puts stress on the studs. And he said everybody, both of them were saying it's not necessarily my fault that I didn't notice it. I mean, I knew better. I've been in trucking long enough. I know better. I know a good pre-trip, so I don't really have an excuse. I've been kicking myself over because, man, it could have been so much worse. Wheel could have come off, and I could have lost control of the vehicle, and it could have been bad. But I know how to do a good pre-trip. I just, apparently. Anyhow. Hey, baby girl. Going forward, if it should come up again, like I hear a noise, I will pay extra attention to the hubs and to the wheels, the lugs, the studs, all of that. I can't say I'm overqualified to go, oh, look, there's a problem, but I'll be more diligent. All right. We are on the last leg of the trip. Almost back to Elkhart, Indiana. Don't know what to do with this truck. I mean, I need to get it fixed, but I'm waiting on parts. Don't have any money. Still don't know what I'm going to do. I'm starting to lean a certain direction, but right now I'm like, I'm still so overwhelmed. So that's the update for now. Less than 8 hours back to Indiana, so that means today we'll finish out the trip with Big Girl, and after that, I don't know. I just don't know. So that's the update for now. We're gonna boogie. I'm already logged in and gonna head on down the road, but I wanted to share that with you so that hopefully somebody can learn from my mistakes. This just happened right behind me. Scared me to death. I heard squealing, horns honking, and a lot of hissing. Both vehicles, airbag deployment. Oh dear. The reason that I say it happened just behind me is because it had happened right behind me, and then as they were coming to a stop, they swerved around the passenger side of my vehicle and came to a stop in front of me. That's how it happened behind me. I'm not sticking around for the accident because I did not see it happen, and it happened behind me, so I just drove around it and I'll let them deal with it. We made it back to Elkhart, Indiana. I'm on my way to Dan's service center, but now that I'm back in town, the enormity of everything is setting back in, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't have the money for stuff. I just don't. Oh, my mentor's calling me. One moment, please. Alrighty, I'm back. Anywho, I think I'm going to end this episode and I think I'm going to sign off for a while. I'm not going to be putting out any more content. I'm a little overwhelmed with everything right now, and financially speaking, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to proceed. I need a truck to make money, and you need money to get a truck running, and so at this point, I don't know what to do, and I don't want to keep whining and carrying on these episodes because I like my content to be light and fluffy, and I have a feeling this last trip was not light and fluffy, and I don't want to burden you guys with all of my woes. So I am going to sign off, and I'm not sure when the next time I'll put out content, a YouTube episode. I'm just done right now. I've got so much on my mind that I'm thinking about, things that I've got to do, that I just have no answers for you guys. I don't have answers for me. So thank you guys for watching. You guys have been awesome. I've appreciated the kindness and the kind words and the input, and all the people who follow me faithfully and who comment faithfully. You guys have been awesome. And things might change later, and I'll put more content out, but right now I'm signing off, and we'll see you guys on down the road somewhere. So thank you guys very much. And yeah, just remember guys, it's all about the perspective, but I don't know what that perspective is right now. So thank you guys very much. All right, that's it. That's all I've got to say. Bye.